This movement is called spinal rolling or flexion extension of the spine. And what we're focusing on here is rolling through each segment of the spinal column. So as you roll forward into flexion, you're going to move through each vertebrae until you reach your end range of motion, and then come back into extension doing the same thing. And so as we go into flexion here, I'm going to tuck my chin, followed by my shoulders into the thoracic and now into the lumbar, as deep as I can possibly go into flexion, come back up, initiating with the head into full extension. A variation that you can explore is this continuous motion where you're rolling through the two end ranges. So as I go into extension here, instead of going deep into extension, I just kind of roll back, tuck my chin forward once again without losing momentum, and repeat the same pattern, repeat the same rolling motion back and forth. A subtle variable that you can play around with is as you go into deep flexion, you can flare your toes upward, and that's going to place more of a stretch alongside the entire posterior chain. Here's a side angle of the movement, and the biggest thing I want you to focus on is where I initiate the movement. It's always beginning from the head, whether I'm going into extension or going into flexion. I stand up tall, I tuck my chin, I roll forward all the way into flexion, and then when I come back up, I extend at the neck, and this is one of the most important portions of the movement. Right at that thoracic part, right here, I'm pulling, and it's a line all the way down into full extension. I'm not skipping any segments of my spinal column. I start from the cervical, down each vertebrae, into the thoracic, into the lumbar, into full extension. A variation that you can explore is the flexion extension spinal wave. Now, I'll have a specific video on the execution of this movement, as there's many nuances and variables that go into this specific patterning. However, this movement does fit within the realm of flexion extension of the spine, so you can absolutely incorporate this and substitute this within your spinal hygiene series. This movement is done in two fashions, where you initiate the action with your head and you have a down chain reaction into the pelvis, or vice versa, you initiate the action with your pelvis and you have a up reaction to the head. But essentially all you're doing is creating a wave with your body, moving segment by segment in your spine, just like spinal rolling.